I got blood on my hands right now, and I'm stumbling through the dark in the dawn. I have found new ways, but no, I can't be the one that you need.
Hey guys, it's Yaya and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited because we're making a skin brightening body butter. I've been working on different formulations and using different ingredients to see which ones really give natural results and gradual results. And are really effective. Okay, so one ingredient I have been looking into is Kojic Acid. I haven't heard much about it, and this is my first time using it. So I am using one of the derivatives of Kojic Acid, which is dipalmitate. It's supposed to be more effective and more stable, so it's okay with when used with heat and other ingredients that usually would cause the regular Kojic Acid to be unstable. Okay. So from my understanding, Kojic acid doesn't do well with water. It becomes very unstable with water. So my goal today was to pair it with all oil-based products. The first three solid fat butters I'm using: mango butter, refined cocoa butter, and refined shea butter. I chose these butters because they all have healing properties for the skin, evening the skin tone, getting rid of dark spots, age spots, and wrinkles, and things of that nature. You don't have to use all three. They all have their own unique properties, but if you just had to pick only one, I guess shea butter would be the best just because it helps to even out the skin tone. Cocoa butter as well helps to get rid of scars and things of that nature. So any of these butters will be very great complements. You do not have to use the same three butter combination I use. This is just the one I prefer for what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm just going to melt these butters down. Make sure you're using a heat resistant container. Place it into a pot with just about an inch or two of water, and then you're going to place that on the stove on low heat and allow it to just completely melt down. It shouldn't take too long. If you prefer a microwave, you can absolutely do that as well. So let's go ahead and work on our liquid portion of the formulation. I'm using fractionated coconut oil so that it will not resolidify, and also because it's very lightweight and non-greasy. I thought this would be the perfect base for the Kojic acid because it's oil soluble. I wanted to pick a lightweight oil that it could dissolve in, that wouldn't be, too greasy or too overbearing. Okay, so just a very simple oil. I think coconut oil is very, very simple base that you can use for almost anything. All right, so I just put the Kojic acid inside of the coconut oil, and now I'm mixing it together to just help it quickly dissolve. You could put it on the heat in order to help it dissolve as well, but I just didn't want to do that yet because I'm also adding some very precious extracts. I'm using Mulberry Extract, organic Bearberry Extract, and also papaya extract. These are some very powerful, potent extracts that help with the overproduction of melanin and lightening dark age spots, damaged skin from the sun, maybe even health reasons that could be causing that overproduction of melanin. These three extracts are very powerful, and I thought they would further complement the Kojic acid, so that is why I added them. And I just wanted to be very careful with the heat. So after my butters melted down, I let them cool slightly before adding the solution with the Kojic acid, my extracts, and the coconut oil. Okay, and that was basically it for this butter. Okay, so once all of these ingredients are in, just mix it well, and I did continuously mix it and just let it sit and sit just to make sure that the Kojic acid had completely dissolved before placing it in the freezer, because you don't want any lumps or any powder left in your butter. Okay, so definitely make sure that you give it the time it needs to really dissolve before covering it and then placing it in the freezer for however long it takes to slightly solidify. You guys will see that I didn't let mine solidify as much because I was looking for a certain texture. All right, so while that's in the freezer, let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor. I'm so grateful to MUNBYN for sponsoring this video. They were kind enough to reach out to me and offer me a chance to use their new thermal printer, and I use a 4x6 thermal printer anyway. You guys, if you follow me, you already know I use them to make my temporary DIY labels for my DIY containers, so it's very easy, convenient, simple labels, especially since I already use a thermal printer for my shipping labels for my for Yaya's DIY creations. So yeah, it just really works out that way. This is literally one of the prettiest prettiest thermal printers I've ever seen. It's really gorgeous and I'm excited to give it a try. The instructions are super simple and easy. So let's jump right in with a quick overview, you guys. I'm just going to pop this open by pressing the button down. Just hold it down and it's going to pop open so you can feed in the paper if you like. Red indicates that there is paper in the machine and green indicates that there is paper. It came with a nice little self-test, which was great, so you can kind of test it out yourself, okay? They also sent a little few extra 4x6 thermal paper. You definitely need these particular labels in order to use the machine, okay? So I'm just going to show you guys from the back here how you feed it in. There you go. And then it has a sensor that helps it to align itself. You do not have to try to strain it out. It does it on its own, which is really cool. And then of course the green light will indicate that it's on, is working, and is ready to go. Okay, the paper is in. So MUNBYN also sent a little flash drive that has the installation process in it. So you just need to install the program that's on this flash drive. That's it. It's going to give you steps and also a PDF to give you step by step exactly how to do it. Super easy. Just go through that and then make sure you connect the thermal printer to your laptop. I have a Mac, so I had to use an adapter, but once it's connected, you're good to go. Go ahead and print your labels. During the print setup, make sure you pick the printer label you're using, because if you don't, it's going to seem like it's not working, but it's working fine. You just have to make sure you select the correct printer. Then finish up your setup by choosing the sizes that you want, how big or small you want your label to be. To me, this works the best 3x2 and then at 100% capacity. So this is how the label came out. I absolutely love it. It's the perfect size, and you can also put that up to your jar to see, does it fit how you want it to fit. I have made labels a tad bit bigger for this jar and it worked out fine, but usually the 3x2 is what I'm looking for. Always print out 2 just in case. You never know if you mess up the first one, which I did, because I also used packaging tape in order to make it waterproof. These labels are thermal labels, so any kind of water or oil or anything will damage them. This is why they're so perfect and efficient for shipping labels, okay? So this is not a real shipping label, don't worry. This is just one of the default shipping labels that I put on here, and I'm just going to show you guys how you need to set it up in order to do the shipping label. You want to make it 4x6, and then you want to not have landscape, but to have the vertical version. And then you want to make sure down here that you select fill the entire page. If you don't fill the entire page, it's going to be very small and then hard for them to scan and hard for them to read. So this is how you get the labels to look exactly how you want them to look. Make sure it's 4x6, and also you want to make sure that it fills the entire page. Don't forget to pick the correct printer. Like I made a mistake just a second ago. Try to print with the wrong printer. Make sure you select the right one, and there you go, a beautiful shipping label. I think this looks better than the shipping labels I have now. Wow, these are gorgeous. I love it. So this is definitely a new staple. I will be using it 100%. Beautiful, beautiful labels. So just peel the label off of the paper. There you go. Look at that. And then just place it on your package, and that's how you do the shipping label. Very easy. Very, very easy. And this is why they work with the label so well as well, because it already has the adhesive. You just have to peel it off. That's it. Very, very easy. All right, so before we get back to our butter, let's go ahead and finish up our labels. You can definitely just use it like this, you guys. You do not have to add the tape. The tape just give it a little extra protection. They will eventually fade, but the tape just kind of helps keep the water and oil off of it so it lasts a little bit longer. Even the heat and sweat from your hands can smear these labels, okay? So adding a little bit of packaging tape, which I got this tip from an amazing subscriber about over a year ago. Thank you again for that. It definitely helped me out, and I use these all the time. Now, it's very inefficient if you're trying to make a whole lot of them, but 1 or 2 here and there if you're making DIYs, it's very easy and it's perfect. I do not recommend these for like professional use if you're going to sell products in a store or anything like that. It's just not efficient as far as time goes, okay? All right, so now our butter is done. Let's move on and go ahead and get these into the container so I can show you guys how the label looks on the jar, okay? So you can see this is a tad bit a little loose here. I don't mind it. I love it. I love whipping it up from this stage and getting that fluffy, beautiful light butter that I'm looking for. If you want it to be a little bit more solidified, you definitely can do that and whip it up that way as well. It really is about preference. There is no right or wrong way. Just do what works best for you, okay? I just find that this works beautifully for me, and I just love as it cools, it just gets this really fluffy, light, soft texture that I absolutely love. Whipping it up this way is also a lot easier and faster. It's not so hard and stiff, and it doesn't take a long time for the butter to whip and get soft. It's just automatically that way, and I love it this way, absolutely. So during this stage, I'm just trying to make sure that the butter is very silky and there's no clumps or anything from the Kojic Acid. So far so good. Everything looks uniform and beautiful, and look how white this body butter is. I just love how it came out. Very beautiful, so beautiful. So I'm not sure what the footage is, but I did add vitamin E and also a beautiful fragrance. I just used my white tea essential oil. You guys know that's one of my favorite to use for body butters. So you can add whatever fragrance you like, whatever essential oil you like, and you can also add the vitamin E as well, whichever one you like to this butter. Look how fluffy and beautiful this is. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So now I'm just going to fill up my container. You guys know the frosted glass is like one of my favorites. It's what I use for Yaya's creation, my Shea Butter hairline. So yeah, this is just one of my favorite glasses. You guys also like this glass a lot. So I decided to use this glass just because it fits the 3x2 labels the best. But I also use my labels for even smaller labels, okay? So the thermal printer is very versatile, and you can use it for whatever labels you need for whatever DIY you're making, okay? But just because this is the one that y'all normally ask about, I wanted to show you guys using this particular container. So this is an 8-ounce jar, and the 3x2 fits it almost perfectly. All right, you guys, that's it. So once you have it in the jar, just add the lid, and then of course add your label, and then you have your final product. And this is exactly how I do my DIY labels every single time you guys see my DIYs on YouTube here. This is how I do the labels. So the MUNBYN printer definitely held up. I really enjoyed using it. You guys go down, check out their website, check out the printer. Go and tell them Yaya sent you. Let them know that I love the printer, and also just thank them for sponsoring the video. Without them, I would not be able to bring you guys this awesome content, okay? So like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. I try to comment when I can. I've been extremely busy. I got some huge things coming up. But yeah, if you want to continue following me, hit me up on Instagram. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because it's the only way you can keep up with all the videos I have coming for you guys. And also, yes, if you're looking for the full list of ingredients, measurements, and all that good stuff, down in the description box as always. And I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.
I stare into your eyes and you into mine, lying perfectly still like we have frozen time. I don't want this to be over, don't want the morning to come.